Friday night SmackDown was full of debuts, returns, it was pretty cool. But the biggest news was what was gonna be next for the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Well, this is things you might have missed. And before we get started, make sure you've hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. So the main event segment was Roman Reigns. Who, what was next? Well, it turns out it's Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm okay with this. This is gonna be good. Nakamura in the main event just deserves it. There was a very strange hug from Roman Reigns. Love the look on Shinsuke Nakamura's face. Honestly, priceless. Nakamura can do it all, I swear. But it was, of course, the Usos with a double super kick, securing Nakamura's fate. And they play a huge role in what's next for the Bloodline, because Roman wants them to win the Raw Tag Team titles and unify the championship belts. If they do that, that's massive. To go along with the main world title belts, I'm okay with that. That's a big statement to make for WWE. I'm assuming they'll put in the IC title, the US title down the line if they do go down that route. Could be very fun. But we also had the debut on SmackDown of Gunther. I honestly couldn't wait for this. The presentation of Gunther was brilliant. I love that. Of course, he was with his former Imperium friend. No mention of Imperium on the show, by the way. Just acknowledge that. Of course, this was Marcel. Bartel now going under the name Ludwig Kaiser, which, do you know what? It's not bad, in all fairness. It's probably better than Marcel, in my opinion. I think Marcel was fine, but ultimately, if you want it to, be something that people can spell and stuff like that, this makes perfect sense. So I'm okay with it. But once again, the presentation was perfect. No idea if Ludwig is just like a manager at this point. He was wearing wrestling attire, but he didn't get physical. So interesting to see what happens. He obviously did introduce Gunther. So it'd be very, very interesting. Gunther, no problem whatsoever. Local jobber. Good night. Chopped him a few times. Power bombed him. The presentation of Gunther seems to be exactly the same as what it was in NXT. So we'll have to see if they change him over time. At this moment in time, though, they do seem to be going the way they should be with him. So that's a plus right now. Raquel Gonzalez is finally on the main roster, although she got a name change by WWE, now going under Raquel Rodriguez. It's not bad. It's fine. I don't know why they feel the urge to change these things, but it's okay. I don't know what that was with Los Lotharios, but it is what it is. Fun way to introduce her, I guess. Okay. But it'd be interesting to see what she does. She's obviously a big woman. They presented her as a big woman. So we're going to see. It's going to be very interesting what Raquel can do. I would have liked to have seen her in a match this week. I'm not going to lie. I think that would have been more impactful, because we had the return of Lacey Evans via video package. And she was talking about her life. And I really like this, because obviously when WWE strike reality with kayfabe, it works. And of course, this is all real. Lacey Evans did everything she said in this promo. And instead of wearing some fancy hat and some fancy gloves, Lacey Evans just got made into a badass. And oh my God, I love it. And I love that line as well. She's not better than anyone else in the WWE, but they're not better than her. I really like that. If you've got WWE 2K22 and you play my faction, I thought I'd include this on the video because there's a code here from Supercard so you can get those exclusive cards. Fair play. Intercontinental Champion Ricochet took to Twitter earlier to actually explain why he wasn't a part of Wrestlemania. He actually spoke about needing and wanting and taking time off to spend some rest and relaxation time with his family. So all those people moaning, there's a reason for it. But we did have Jinder Mahal this week. Jinder challenging Ricochet through Adam Pearce, demanding a match at the IC Champion. And it's made official for next week. Ricochet versus Jinder Mahal for the Intercontinental title belt. We found out Ronda Rousey wants a rematch versus Charlotte Flair in an I Quit match. And I really don't care. I'm sorry. I don't know why we need a rematch. I don't understand why people weren't invested in the WrestleMania match. Why are you going to do it again? Come on. This is where WWE surely should be learning. If the fans aren't into it the first time, don't do it a second time. Madcat Moss is officially a babyface, and there were chants for him. He is so over, and do you know what? That is the power of Baron Corbin for the WWE. We hate this dude so much that he got Madcat Moss over. So fair play to him. Great work tonight by Madcat Moss. Can't wait to see how he performs as a babyface. If attire changes, maybe even a name change, possibly. It'd be interesting to see what happens next week. But this week, we also got the debut in ring of Butch. Of course, former Pete Dunne. Still doing things like the joint manipulation and stuff. So that's good to see. WWE getting a close-up of blood. What? WWE tried and hide that normally. That's interesting, wasn't it? But of course, Butch versus Xavier Woods. He lost. And then he turned on Sheamus and Holland. Now, it wasn't a proper turn. He just kind of sulked in the corner. But I think this was them setting up for him eventually doing that and turning on them. He's now got a short fuse. And when you pee him off, well, he's going to go and strike out. Eventually, Sheamus and Holland, they're not going to put up with that forever. I think they've planted the seeds for the end of this partnership. And I like that idea because I think Pete Dunne is much better than Butch. Now, this is a rare photo that was posted onto Twitter of the WWE Medical Team over WrestleMania. And I wanted to really include it because obviously these kind of people work backstage. We never see them. They never get the acknowledgement they deserve. So, yeah, wanted to include that and shout out massively to the medical team that keep the superstars safe for our entertainment. Liv Morgan was on SmackDown. SmackDown Liv is back, baby. And talking of Liv, well, her whip that she had at WrestleMania that I can't show you a picture of because I'll get demonetized in a second, but it currently is at $5,004.99. $5,000 for a whip! Oh my god. But Liv, of course, faced Sasha Banks this week. Notably, no Rhea Ripley. And you know what? It doesn't matter who won the match. The fans truly won. Liv versus Sasha. It was a one for the ages. Instant classic. Wait a minute. Liv Morgan won! Liv Morgan pinned Sasha Banks clean. Shocking the world. Liv Morgan beats Sasha freaking Banks. Let's go. Honestly, huge. I think it's because on Raw, we're likely to see the split between Rhea and Liv. And they kind of want to keep Liv looking strong because that's probably going to be the feud moving forward. And therefore it will help her long term. Now, the WWE Superstar WrestleMania pins are available on WWE Shop. They are selling out very quickly, though, because obviously it's only the stock they got left from WrestleMania. So if you haven't already, you can go and buy some of those. But as WWE announced tonight, they achieved 1 billion views across social media platforms over WrestleMania week. How crazy is that? Now, a big part of that was, of course, Cody Rhodes returning to WWE. And his t-shirts are available on WWE Shop. Not only his, but his father's too. American Dream Dusty Rhodes classic t-shirts are available now. And I wanted to end this video by sending well wishes and a speedy recovery to Rick Boogs, who obviously posted on Instagram. They showed it on the show about his injury. He has undergone surgery. Hopefully Rick Boogs is back very soon. But let me know your thoughts on SmackDown in the comment section down below. I think it was an okay show. Very solid, 8 out of 10 from me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications. You'll never miss another upload like that. Follow me on Twitter at CWrestlingUK, and I'll see you next time. Peace!